Welcome to the Deep Dive for Factory English, Episode 2. Today, we're going to talk about a common topic in manufacturing, efficiency.
Right, the golden rule of making things.
Exactly. I mean, imagine a machine that literally prints money, but every third $100 bill it spits out is just ripped perfectly in half.
That sounds like a total nightmare.
It is, right. But that is exactly what a factory without quality control looks like. It's just ripping up money.
Yeah, that's a really great way to picture it.
So if you're listening to this, you probably already know your way around a production floor. You understand how a factory actually works.
Right.
But, you are mastering English as a second language. And our mission today is to make sure you sound like an absolute professional when you're discussing these concepts in English.
Yeah, that's the goal. We've got a core manufacturing text on efficiency today, and we're going to break down every single sentence, the exact phrasing, and, all the industry collocations.
So you can lead your next stand-up meeting with total confidence.
Exactly. So to set the stage, let me give you a really quick summary of the text we're looking at today.
Go for it.
So the text basically defines manufacturing efficiency as getting the absolute maximum out of your resources while simultaneously minimizing waste. It outlines three main pillars to do this: waste reduction, resource optimization, and quality.
Right.
And then it introduces how management actually measures this using KPIs, specifically something called OEE.
Awesome. So to lock this in for you, the listener, we're going to read the entire text out loud verbatim right now. I'll read the opening.
Sounds good.
Efficiency in manufacturing means getting the most out of your resources like time, materials, and equipment to produce high-quality products with the least possible waste.
Minimizing waste. Reducing material scraps, excess inventory, wasted energy, and idle time. Optimizing resource utilization. Ensuring machines run smoothly, workers are skilled and organized, and the production process is streamlined. Maintaining quality. Producing products that meet the desired standards consistently, avoiding defects and rework.
Ultimately, high manufacturing efficiency leads to benefits like lower production costs, faster delivery times, and better quality products, which all contribute to a more competitive and profitable business.
Several key performance indicators can be used to provide valuable insights into how effectively a production process is performing.
For example, OEE stands for Overall Equipment Effectiveness, which means the productivity and effectiveness of manufacturing equipment by considering its availability, performance, and quality.
So there it is. That's the complete text. And now that we've heard the whole thing, we really need to start at the very beginning just to understand the foundation.
Right. Before we jump into all the specific parts, let me read that first sentence again. This is, efficiency in manufacturing means getting the most out of your resources like time, materials, and equipment to produce high-quality products with the least possible waste.
There is so much heavy lifting in that sentence alone.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just the phrase getting the most out of. For our ESL listeners, this is a phrase you want to use. It basically means maximizing use. You're squeezing every single drop of value from something.
Yeah, you're not just using it, you're getting the most out of it.
And
then it pairs that with least possible waste.
Right, throwing away as absolutely little as possible and doing this with your resources.
It's funny, when regular people hear resources, they usually just think of money, like a bank account.
Oh, totally. But in a factory context, resources are physical things. It's the raw materials, the steel, the plastic, it's the equipment, but mostly it's the workers' time.
It reminds me of, think about cooking a massive family dinner for a holiday.
Oh man, that's a stressful resource management situation right there.
Exactly. Efficiency there isn't just about cooking fast. It's about using all your ingredients properly without burning anything, not throwing away good food, and making sure the oven is being used while you chop veggies.
That's a perfect analogy. You are managing time, materials, and equipment in the kitchen.
So how do we talk about this professionally on the floor?
You want to use the collocation allocate resources. To allocate means you are strategically deciding where materials or people should go.
Right. You don't just put people somewhere, you allocate them.
Exactly. You also talk about raw materials, not just stuff. And for the machines, you talk about equipment maintenance, keeping the resources working before they break.
That makes a lot of sense. So since the definition ends with that idea of the least possible waste, it makes perfect sense that the text immediately jumps into the first pillar, which is how to actually minimize that waste.
Yeah, let's look at that first bullet point.
It says, minimizing waste, reducing material scraps, excess inventory, wasted energy, and idle time.
The vocabulary distinction here is super crucial. Everyone knows what physical trash is, but on a production line, you say, Material scraps.
Material scraps. Got it. So that's just the leftover pieces that you literally can't use.
Right. And then there's idle time.
Oh, I hear that phrase a lot.
Yeah, idle time is basically when machines or workers are doing absolutely nothing. They are just waiting for the next step.
Because maybe the station before them is running slow.
Exactly. But I want to point something out here.
Yeah, I have a question about this, actually. I was looking at this list, and it's easy to see how material scraps and idle time are waste. But why is excess inventory on there?
It seems counterintuitive, right?
Totally. Like, isn't it good to have extra products ready? If a client suddenly orders more, you have a safety net. Why is making extra product considered waste?
I get that a lot. But excess inventory is what we call a hidden waste.
Hidden waste. How so?
Well, think about the physical reality. That extra inventory takes up valuable warehouse space. You have to pay to heat or cool that space. You pay people to move it around.
Oh, I see.
And worse, it ties up capital. That's a great business phrase. It means your company's money is frozen in those extra products sitting on a shelf.
Right. Money that could be spent on better machines or, higher wages.
Exactly. And what if the product design changes next month? All that extra inventory just becomes obsolete. Literal garbage.
Wow. Okay. That completely shifts the perspective. So making too much is literally a form of waste.
It absolutely is. So for our listeners, here are some collocations to use. Don't say you threw away metal. Say you need to reduce the scrap rate.
Scrap rate. Very precise.
And for those extra boxes on the shelf, you talk about inventory control.
Okay. Inventory control.
And to fix that idle time where people are just waiting around, you have to talk about finding the bottleneck.
A bottleneck, like the narrowest part of a bottle that slows down the liquid pouring out.
Exactly. The bottleneck dictates the speed of the entire factory floor.
Which brings us nicely to the second pillar. Once you start wasting what you have, the next step is making sure what you're using is working perfectly.
Let's read that second bullet point.
Okay, it says optimizing resource utilization, ensuring machines run smoothly, workers are skilled and organized, and the production process is streamlined.
The big word here is utilization.
Yeah, it sounds very corporate.
It does, but it just means how much something is actually being used compared to its maximum capacity.
Got it. And to get high utilization, it says machines need to run smoothly, meaning they don't break down, and the process needs to be streamlined.
Yes. Streamlined is a fantastic word to use at work. It means making a process simpler and faster by stripping away unnecessary steps.
It reminds me of an airport security line.
Oh, how so?
Well, an unstreamlined system is when you walk all the way up to the X-ray machine, then you stop, and then you take your shoes off, fish out your laptop, and hold up 50 people behind you.
Oh, I hate being behind that person.
Right. But a streamlined process is where you're taking your shoes off and prepping everything while you are still moving through the line. You remove the steps that slow down the continuous flow.
That is a brilliant analogy. And notice how the text connects skilled and organized workers right alongside the machines running smoothly.
Yeah, it puts the humans and the machines in the same breath.
Because a machine only runs smoothly if the human operating it is properly trained. If a worker isn't organized, that million-dollar machine is useless.
So to talk about this on the floor, what phrases do we need?
You'll refer to the production line and the workflow, like we need to streamline our workflow.
Streamline our workflow. That sounds incredibly professional.
And to make sure workers are organized, you talk about SOPs, standard operating procedures. It's the blueprint for doing a task exactly the same way every time.
Standard operating procedures, SOPs. That's a huge one. But, you can run your machines fast and streamline your workflow all day long. But if the final product is terrible, you haven't been efficient at all.
Not even a little bit. Which leads us to the final pillar, quality.
I'll read the third bullet point. Maintaining quality. Producing products that meet the desired standards consistently, avoiding defects and rework.
The key phrase there is desired standards consistently. It doesn't mean making a perfect product once. It means making it perfectly every single time.
Consistency is everything.
It is. Because if you fail, you get defects and rework.
Okay, a defect is obviously a physical flaw, a bad weld, a scratch. But I want to ask about rework. Why does that word carry so much weight? Like, it sounds like the ultimate enemy of efficiency in this text.
Oh, it really is.
But why? Like, to an outsider, if you make a mistake, you just spend 5 minutes fixing it and move on. Why is rework so damaging to a factory's timeline?
Because rework destroys all three of the pillars we just talked about at the exact same time. It's a domino effect.
Wait, really? How does it destroy all three?
Think about it. First, to fix a defect, you often have to throw away the broken part and use fresh materials. That drives up your scrap rate. So pillar 1, minimizing waste, is destroyed.
Wow, okay. You're wasting raw materials twice.
Right. Second, the worker has to stop what they are doing to fix the old mistake instead of making a new product. So your streamlined workflow stops and idle time increases. Pillar 2, destroyed.
Oh man, it just ripples out.
Exactly. It's a massive multiplier of waste. That's why we have collocations like quality control, or QC, and quality assurance, QA.
People mix those up a lot, I feel like.
They do. QC is checking the product at the very end to catch defects. QA is designing the process, the SOPs, to prevent the defect from happening in the first place.
So QA builds the system and QC checks the output.
Exactly. And the ultimate goal you want to talk about at work is 0 defects. That's the mindset where rework is fundamentally unacceptable.
0 defects. I love that. Okay, so now that we know what efficiency is and how to achieve it, the text sort of shifts to the so what.
Yeah, the payoff, the benefits, and how managers actually measure it on the floor.
I'll read those final sentences. Ultimately, high manufacturing efficiency leads to benefits like lower production costs, faster delivery times, and better quality products, which all contribute to a more competitive and profitable business.
The business language there is straightforward but important. Lower production costs makes you profitable. Faster delivery times makes you competitive.
Right, meaning clients will choose your factory over the one down the street. And then it introduces the measurement part.
Yeah, read that last bit.
Several key performance indicators can be used to provide valuable insights. For example, OEE stands for Overall Equipment Effectiveness, which means the productivity and effectiveness of manufacturing equipment by considering its availability, performance, and quality.
For our ESL learners, the term KPI is huge, key performance indicator. It's just a measurable number that shows how well a company is doing.
Because you can't just walk into a meeting and say, hey, we did a good job today. You need a KPI to prove it.
Exactly. And in manufacturing, OEE is the king of KPIs. Overall Equipment Effectiveness.
It breaks it down into 3 parts: availability, performance, and quality. Let's explain those in plain English.
Sure, availability just means, is the machine actually running or is it broken?
Okay, simple enough.
Performance means when it is running, is it running fast enough or is it sluggish?
Got it. And quality is, are the parts coming out actually good or do they need rework?
Exactly. And if you think about it, those 3 parts of OEE map perfectly to the 3 pillars we just learned.
Oh, wait. Let me look at that. You're totally right.
Yeah, availability links back to minimizing waste, specifically idle time.
Performance links to having optimized, streamlined processes.
And quality links directly to avoiding defects. It's the exact same concepts, just turned into math.
That is so elegant. I love how it ties together. So what vocabulary do listeners need to talk about OEE?
You'll hear the word downtime a lot. It's the opposite of availability. When a machine breaks, you accumulate downtime.
Downtime is basically a curse word for a plant manager.
It really is. You also talk about your metrics, which are the numbers you're tracking, and benchmarking.
Benchmarking.
Yeah, that means comparing your metrics against an industry standard. Like, is our OEE actually good compared to our competitors? That's benchmarking.
Makes total sense. We have covered an incredible amount of ground today. Let's summarize the core takeaways for you, the listener. Manufacturing efficiency is essentially a balancing act. It's about minimizing waste, optimizing your resources, and maintaining quality.
Right, avoiding that dreaded rework.
Exactly. And it leads to true profitability, which is carefully measured using KPIs like OEE.
That's the perfect summary.
So here is our call to action for you. Take these collocations directly to your next factory shift. Don't say we have leftover parts. Say we need better inventory control. Upgrading your vocabulary will make you sound so much more confident and professional.
Absolutely. And I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to mull over.
Oh, I like these. Lay it on me.
Well, the text tells us exactly how to measure equipment effectiveness with OEE, right? We track the machine's speed, its downtime, its defects.
Right.
But as factories become more and more automated, the machines are doing all the heavy lifting. The human role is shifting entirely to complex problem solving and creativity.
It's very true.
So, how will we begin to measure the efficiency of human creativity, the ingenuity that keeps those machines running in the first place? You can't just put a KPI on human imagination.
Oh, wow. You can measure the robotic arm, but you can't measure the brilliant mind that wrote the SOP for it.
Exactly. It's the next great frontier.
That is a phenomenal thought to end on. Keep mastering your professional English, keep streamlining your workflow, and we will catch you on the next Deep Dive.